This is a reading for Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston. So when Tom and Taylor first met, I think that they were both attracted to each other. I think that she found him to be handsome, but I do get the feeling that when he first met her, I think he immediately thought that she was the one, and that she was his soulmate. I think he wanted to believe that very much. I think he probably had a crush on her before he met her, and when he met her, he thought oh my gosh, this is my chance. I'm gonna, I could marry her. I think she's so awesome. And so, his feelings were so strong right off the bat, right from the beginning. So, he thought that she was the one and his soulmate. He wanted to marry her. The romantic feelings were very strong. And so he was making the effort to make them a couple. And I think that the feeling I get from this reading is that Taylor, I think, is a little bit of a player. I think a lot of people, when she was coming up and was younger, I think that she got a lot of notoriety for dating a lot of different guys, right? But then she was sort of painted as the victim, or the sweet girl looking for love, but she keeps getting dumped by these guys, right? But I think that it's a little bit the other way around. Taylor, I feel tries guys on. Tries them on for size. She, I think, likes to have a lot of different flings. I think that she is attracted to a lot of different men and types of different men, and so she wants to kind of bounce from guy to guy, and she gets bored, I feel very easily. When she meets someone, it's she's with someone and she's loving it, and then she sort of loses interest. And there are some guys in her past that I feel possibly are a little bit different. She might have had stronger feelings for them than they had for her, but I do get the feeling that it's often perceived that way, and it's not to say that it's never happened that way, but because I feel it has. But I feel for the most part, for most of the guys that she dates, she's the one that is leading them on and playing them, because she's a very beautiful girl. She gets a lot of attention, and so she uses that to her full advantage. And so probably when she met Tom, she probably was kind of getting over Calvin Harris and wanted a new adventure, and then she meets Tom and he's head over heels for her, so she goes along with it. She's oh yeah, he's handsome enough, I'll hang out with him for a couple months, So unfortunately, she really led this one on, because I think that his feelings were stronger than anyone that she has ever been with. He wanted to marry her, without a doubt. But the reason why I feel this way about Taylor is because the deception card's here, and so that's why I felt she was the one that was leading him on, and moving things very quickly with him, but she didn't really truly feel that way about him. Like, she didn't feel that he's her soulmate and that she wanted to marry him and that their romantic feelings were deep. Like, she didn't feel that. She just was like, oh, he's cute. Like, I'll hang out with him for a little while. So, so she was deceiving him, and I think that, you know, she moved very quickly, and then she kind of was like, yeah, I think I'm done with this one. And I think what could have happened was that her friends probably, like, really liked Tom and probably really liked her, like, them together. And I have a feeling that they probably, like, tried to, like, be like, why don't you give this one a shot, you know? Like, he's such a great guy, and he really loves you, and he's, like, you know, handsome, and, you know, like, all those things about him. And, you know, I think that she entertained her friends, you know, like, the idea of it, but I think that ultimately her friends didn't get very far in trying to, like, stop the deception and really, like, get her to make the effort also. It just wasn't going to happen because she didn't feel that way about him. And so, you know, eventually, like, she had to sit Tom down and be like, yeah, like, this is not what you think it is. Like, this is not, like, I'm not going to marry you. Like, I'm not in love with you. And I think that I feel like it would have broken his heart. You know, I do feel like this probably broke his heart to kind of realize that, like, it wasn't, that she wasn't serious about it at all. So, obviously, we know that they split, and I do think that, you know, it was all Taylor's doing. Like, I think she just was, like, casually hanging out with Tom, and he was taking it much more serious than she was. So, that's all.